All right, we should be live. Yay, there we are. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to another episode of Anime Bingeaholics, the show where we discuss and review different types of animes each weekly here on Twitch and then upload it on YouTube. I'm your host, Ranger J1999, and joining me is.
Kitty Curia.
And we are here to do. Oh boy, Kitty.
Jujutsu Kaisen!
It's time. It
It
is
is
time.
time!
I absolutely adore
Do you
this.
have a towel for tonight?
You need a towel. I'll be all right. Someone get to Kitty a damn towel. Um, but no, it's I've loved this anime since the first part of the season one, and then we got the second part. We haven't really talked about the second part. We just how excited the first part was. I was hesitant because I've run into many anime where like the first 13 episodes are just gold, and then it gets kind of silly afterwards. They've kind of gone
Not with
downhill.
this one.
No, this is
Mm-mm.
just one of the best action shonens out there. It's got everything you want in an anime. It's got comedy. It's got good story. The characters are fascinating. The
Beautiful character development.
Yeah, the
Like,
fights are
freaking.
unbelievable, and the music that they add for each scene is unreal. It is so.
Yes.
It's just a really well done, fun, in your face, just kick ass anime that just makes sense. It's fun to watch. I mean, I'm gushing already, but
Like, don't worry, don't worry. I'm over here, like, wait my turn, because I'm just like,
take it away, Kitty.
yes.
Go ahead.
Okay, first of all, I love how this anime opens.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you have this kid who is above par when it comes to sports and
Oh,
doing stuff.
spoilers!
Even
By the way, we will be spoiling the
yeah,
shit out
yeah,
of
we're
this.
gonna be
So if
doing
you
like
haven't seen
spoilers
this,
through this whole
stop the
freaking thing.
video. If you're watching this on YouTube, if you're watching now, go watch Jujutsu Kaisen and come back and watch
Yeah,
that review.
yeah,
Because
because from here on out, wee spoilers everywhere. So we have this kid who is phenomenal at all this and of par on everything, but wants to do nothing but like go to his horror club,
yep,
And I'm like, yeah, my kind of kid, right? Turns out that one of the members of the club has found a what was it?
relic. Just call it a relic.
Yeah, a relic that he wasn't supposed to
Spiritual
have.
relic. You know.
Yeah. And this one thing opens up this giant can of worms that gets one person dead, another person in the hospital,
Yeah.
and him becoming a freaking vessel for Demon King. And it's just like, and the fights for just that alone were fantastic.
Yeah.
And in that same episode, you meet Gojo, who is freaking hilarious. He's the gold of this anime. I love him.
Well, I think it
Freaking
starts
love
off
him.
with Fushiguro. That goes there, and what makes
Yeah,
it's a
Fushiguro goes to get the relic, but
right. He runs
eventually
into
his mentor Gojo comes in.
Itadori, who's the main one of the main characters. But I mean, yeah, he goes there looking for this relic. They don't know what it is. It's a device that holds down like spiritual energy. We get into all the spiritual stuff. It's really cool. The power system, the way they work it in here is fantastic. This relic is part of what 20 fingers, hands or fingers
Yeah,
and
20
toes,
fingers.
something
They were
along
all
those.
transformed into fingers instead of
Right.
toes
Yeah.
too.
So
But
there's
it's
20 fingers.
20 and
Yeah.
fingers and of the Demon King,
Who's
who is the king of curses and poison.
right? It's all about
Keep
curses.
that in mind.
Yeah, it's all
Curses and
curses.
poison.
So curses are created from human emotion. They create different dynamics of different creatures, spiritual creatures, and the antagonists are phenomenal in here. The bad guys, they're really interesting.
Yeah.
But he's a phenomenal physical specimen, great in sports. You know, they want him to do sports. They have a funny scene with him, the track coach. Have a funny scene, and you see that he's really an incredible athlete, and he just gets caught up in this thing just because of his horror anime. They find something, his friends do something they shouldn't, and it just sends him on this pathway to where these curses that are now starting to become conscious are starting to wreak havoc, and he joins a group of the name of the
An
group.
elite school for people who can
Jujutsu High,
see.
we'll call it
Yeah, Jujutsu
Kyoto
High.
Jujutsu High or Tokyo. I mean, there's different ones. There's Tokyo,
Um,
there's
but this
Kyoto.
school is for people specifically who have the agility, the
Special
physical prowess,
abilities.
and the mental stability and prowess and like freaking everything
Yeah,
to be able to see and handle these cursed objects, cursed beings in general, and be able to exorcise them in a way.
yeah,
And
exceptionally
that's literally
dangerous.
what this entire school does. And it's mostly like clans, like family clans, you know, like the
Yeah, they
traditional clan type
yeah,
thing.
they
But
all
then here comes this dude who's just like, hey, I'm a nobody, but I'm
well,
gonna
yeah,
beat
and
all of
swallows a
y'all.
cursed item that can lead to the Demon
Yeah.
King's revival. But it gets into the other faculty at the school and the interrelationships and the politics of the families and the school and the students going there. They all have special ways that their powers transform to themselves, and they all have different ways of how they go about exercising. You know, it's a Tori. I always get confused. You always have to say the last name first in Japan instead of Yugi. He is more of your athletic, strength, finesse kind of guy, but
Hmm.
uh, he runs into a girl, Kugasaki, and she's really cool because she uses a hammer and nails to exorcise the demons. You run into
We're going to
Fushiguro or
exercise these demons. Anyway, sorry.
Megami. Yeah, Megami.
Yeah, Megami.
He is cool as hell because he's a little bit of a mixture of things, but he can do summonings.
What?
Um,
Sorry, my cat just suddenly came out of nowhere.
that's all right. But the star I think is two of my favorite characters is one of his main teacher Gojo, who
Gojo.
is
I love
absolutely a
Gojo.
badass. Just his
Okay,
attitude and oh my
dude.
god.
Not only is he like a take all kind of person, but he gives zero fucks about the traditions of this
Oh no,
place.
he's about
Like,
results.
yeah, and he's straight up said that to the headmasters of these schools and everything else. Like, I don't give a damn, basically. I'm gonna do this, and you guys are gonna sit back and watch. And so he's literally feeding Itadori these freaking fingers to make him stronger and see what happens as an experiment.
Yeah, they wanted to kill him, and he's like, nah.
Yeah, the school wanted to kill him, and he's like, we're gonna use him,
And
and that's what he's doing.
and they don't, and
Using him.
they can't really go against him because he's so powerful. I mean, he's a
Yeah,
teacher. He's a young
he's a
guy,
teacher,
but he's
he's
exceptionally
basically
powerful.
like a freaking god.
Yeah, his ability, those eyes. Oh my god.
Oh god! Not only are the eyes gorgeous, for one, like they did beautiful on
Yeah, that was
like
cool the way they did his eyes.
creating those eyes.
But his special
Beautiful.
ability, his unlock.
But he has a thing called dimension door. No, that's D&D.
I know
Dimension expansion.
yes, and
And
they could all do it.
his
They just the students haven't learned how to do it yet.
yeah, well they do, but it's rough and bad.
Yeah, it's really bad. They have to develop it, but he's developed his.
His
oh my
is
god.
his own specialty, and his is the most powerful dimension expansion that they've come across in the anime so far.
Yeah, it's really
And
wicked
it
cool.
obliterates anybody else's dimension. If he
Even the bad guys don't know what to do with him. I
yeah,
mean, he's
like
the
even the bad guys.
one.
The
Yeah,
bad guys are like, we got to avoid him. We have to create things to make him stay away.
it doesn't
He
work.
cannot be involved. Blah blah blah.
He's pretty smart thinker too. And now the other character that I really love was Toto. His character. I mean, as soon as he was introduced, for first he's that brutish, over the top muscle kind of guy, but
You're my brother.
yeah, he has this fantasy where he's looking for. So he has a couple things that makes him funny. One is like he judges men based off like the type of women they like, but he also when he finds Itadori, he they're just having this fantasy that they've been friends in childhood and they're in high school.
Yeah,
And
like
it's so ridiculous.
fantasy go on in his head that
I
they are
know.
suddenly brothers. They know everything about each other.
My brother.
They went to the
Oh,
same
God.
middle school.
I
I mean, they
know.
did everything. It is hilarious.
But he is unbelievably powerful too, and him and they have the fight with
He
him.
actually teaches Itadori
Right.
how to become stronger in
Right.
order for him to beat him.
Right. So I mean,
And it's hilarious.
it is so good. I mean, the character and they have funny scenes in here. There's funny scenes and it's funny moments throughout this anime that just had me cracking up. The funniest one, it was in between when they had the episode at the high school and everything like that, and they had to solve like whose class is the best. So that fell apart because the curses tried to end that, which didn't go well for the curses. But so they
Yeah.
decided to have a baseball game, and it was the most funniest shit I have ever seen. Because they treated it like it was a little league. So each time they came up, they had all this information. I actually paused the anime and read it, which
To
just
read.
I was cracking up because it had all this bio stuff. It was just over the top shit, and it was funny. And of course, Toto gets up there. He's in the situation, and because he just annoys the shit out of everybody, the pitcher throws the ball and hits him in the face. And both classes were like,
Both
nice
classes like,
pitch, nice
nice
pitch,
pitch, nice kill,
no,
nice
nice pitch,
kill,
and then he
nice
just
kill.
pounces him in the face, and everybody's like, "Yep, nice." And there's just nonchalant. It's so good. I mean, the writing in this is in the
Yeah, I mean
interactions of
it's
these characters.
beautiful.
It is so good. I can. Oh my god. I mean, the fight scenes are unbelievably choreographed. The way they drew this is just
I mean, if you
unreal.
let me, I could literally
Go for it.
episode by episode and fangirl over this entire thing, episode by
It's.
episode.
I mean,
Okay.
I mean, the two top fights I have to say was what's his what, and I've been trying to think of the character's name. I couldn't think of it. I think it's is it that what is the guy's name? I'm trying. Itadori has like an internship with him. What is that guy's name? It's not Nanami, is it? The guy with the glasses and stuff.
Oh, Kento? Yeah,
Yeah,
Kento
Kento. Yeah,
Nanami.
yeah. Their fight with the curse at the end of season
Yes.
one was
Yes.
phenomenal, and then Toto and Itadori's fight against one of the baddies, and I'm trying to think of her
With
name.
Hanami.
Was it Hanami? That
Hanami. During
yeah,
during
she's
the
that's
school,
the
yeah,
yeah
the
the
plant thing.
yeah. Oh
Yeah,
my
the
god.
not
The
Hanami.
yeah, there's two main guys are kind of pulling the strings. One's mainly involved with everything. You've got Choso and you've got Mahatio, or sorry, Mahito,
Mahito.
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 He's more
Who
hands
looks
on.
like, yeah, he looks more like a pieced together body art
Yeah,
piece of
so
work.
does Chozo. He's got some of that too. That's kind of stitched together. I mean,
Stitchy, yeah.
and the thing is, like,
But
what makes them so good is like these are cursed, these are spirits. They've gained
the
consciousness, but they don't
the
understand
one
humanity.
who like you really gotta look out for is the one that they have not introduced yet. Like
Yeah,
you've only seen glimpses of this character, and it's literally just this little like childlike character in the background
yeah. I
when
don't.
you see the main the main villains together.
Yeah, there's
And
Ghetto. There's Ghetto. There was and Mahito. I know. I want to say Chozo. I don't know who the smaller. Yeah, I know who you're talking about,
there's
but I don't know who the.
Jogo, Mahito, Hanami, and then that one dude with the crosses across his forehead.
That's Ghetto. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's
But
yeah.
when those four are together on that beach scene that they're
really
always in,
fascinating dialogue that they're having with each
right?
other. It's
But if
really
you look in the
fascinating.
background in near the
Yeah, I
ending,
don't know who that is.
yeah,
They
that's
don't.
that one character that they have not introduced yet. And I have a feeling that that is the true person who is summoning these cursed special grades and cursed spirits and stuff.
Yeah, I've been looking through like the characters that I have listed, and that one's not on there. It's maybe
Yeah,
because it hasn't
no.
been spoiled yet. I don't know who that character is. I mean,
Like, actually, hold on. The
I mean, there's
Hirame,
you have your special grades, you have your vengeful
if
spirits.
you keep scrolling, if you're on the same one as I am, the Jujutsu Kaisen fandom wiki list of
Yeah,
characters, there's the pseudo group, and if you look down in there, Yorame is the one in that group,
is that who it
and
is? She looks different
that's
because
who it
that's the
looks like.
manga version.
Yeah,
Maybe that's who
that's who
that
it looks
is.
like. That's who it looks like. Because there's Ghetto right there also,
Yeah. I mean,
and
yeah, but the villains are just great in this. I mean, they're really
dude,
interesting. I
yes,
really found, and it goes in little 3 to 5 story arcs in each of this, but they all tie in together. But they're all there. That's what I love about it. Each of these are separate arcs, but they tie in together, and
yeah,
it's so good, and it's just so it flows so naturally, and you get what's really great about Jujutsu Kaisen too is that even the other students like. Inumaki.
Toge.
I love Inumaki because he can't actually use real words because if he did, because of
Yeah,
his power,
Toge
he speaks
Inamaki.
in fish words, so it's so
Yeah,
good.
he talks in
Uh,
like
he's a
freaking
salmon,
sushi rolls
right? Yeah, he can only use
and
fish words and
yeah, sushi roll recipes.
and the
Literally what he does.
Panda's fast. I mean, they're all. I
I
mean,
love Panda.
Zenin,
Panda is my favorite.
he's so good. But, I mean, they have their moments too, and it is unbelievable. I mean, it's so good the character development in this. I mean, you really love the
It's
characters.
freaking amazing.
I mean, the
Like it is
tactics.
absolutely
God, it's
amazing.
so well thought out. I mean, even the fights. I mean, the tactics that are used by the
And
characters.
I'm sorry, but when it comes to the Villigans,
Villigans, huh? Villigans Island.
apparently, right, all right. When it comes to the villains, I absolutely freaking love Sukuna.
I'm trying to think.
Like
Oh yeah, yeah,
he's
yeah.
yeah, he's the one
The
that's
one's in
inside
the Game
Itadori.
King. Yeah,
But I love him because he has this whole thing of like, you can't touch me, pleb. Ping. And it's freaking amazing because he's just like he's the ultimate badass. And eventually they're gonna have to fight him and kill him.
are they though?
Again.
I mean, the thing is, he's a fascinating villain because at times you're just like, okay, he's your typical villain guy. I mean, this powerful
And then he
spirit, but
throws a monkey wrench
he
at
throws
you and
monkey
you're
wrenches
like,
all the time because they get so as the curses get worse, they get titles or special grades, and there's numbers to it. There's a new one. I think it was like grade 4,
sorry.
and he just.
This is not dodgeball. Go away.
But yeah, he has his own machinations and motivations for what he's doing. He's actually fascinated by Itadori. It
He
just
is.
he's totally interested in them, and he has a great scene between him and Megami where I mean the fight that happened too, where those two were going at it. I mean,
Well,
just
even
the interaction with
the
them is
scenes, the interactions between Itadori and Sukuna alone.
yeah, those are
Like,
pretty
granted,
good
it looks
too.
like Sukuna's talking to himself like a freaking psycho half the time.
I know his little mouth pops here or on his
The little mouth pops
hands.
up or in his hand. Yeah, it's freaking weird. But it's like even the interactions that they have together are freaking interesting and amazing
It's
and
really,
amusing.
yeah. It's fascinating. It is such a good
Like it is
anime.
absolutely amazing to see
I
this
cannot.
interaction.
So good. It is unbelievably good.
It
This
is like
the first season. I can't. I let's just give our let's give
this
our ranking
anime.
real quick. Let's give our ranking
Yeah,
real quick.
this anime is
A rank.
already in my top 10
Yeah,
anime.
it's in my top 20. I don't know where it
Top
sits
10.
yet. It may even get top 10 because I mean this is an S rank anime. This
Yeah,
is a
this
9
is this gets
plus.
an S rank. This is like
I can't
God,
believe
I
how
would
good
give this like
was.
a 9.8
Yeah, it's pretty good.
because I almost want to give it a 10, but nothing gets 10 with me. And so I'm like,
I
this
can't
is
think
like,
of why you wouldn't give it a 10. I mean, everything,
I mean,
and even the slow parts are funny and
yeah, even the
interesting.
slow parts are freaking. Yeah, you know what? You're right. This is like a perfect anime for me
It's so
because it's
good.
got like the gory stuff, it's got the horror part in it, it's got the freaking comedy, it's got everything in it that I personally love.
Yeah,
And I'm
I
like,
was floored.
this is perfect.
I mean, I was hesitant because I enjoyed the first part of season 1,
First part of
13th
the
season.
season.
But I'm real hesitant to ever say anything S tier until I see a whole season, right? Some
Yeah,
animes you don't get that. So, but I knew Jujutsu Kaisen was. I'm like, okay, let's see if they can maintain this or exceed it. They did. I mean, the second
they
part,
did. The
season
second part
2.
is just phenomenal.
I mean, this just the introduction
When they
of
go into the
Toto
bridge,
alone.
when they go
I
under
had
the
the bridge
bridge,
stuff. The last part of season 1. Jesus Christ, so good.
Megami's trying not to give him the finger to eat, and he just like suddenly forms the hand in his mouth in his
Oh
hand, like,
God, I
ow.
cracked up. I know, and the civilian people that are trying to, it's just, it's from top to bottom. This anime is just phenomenally good.
It is. It's freaking amazing.
I am. The only thing I hate is I don't have season 2 where I can binge it and just get
Right?
into it.
That's the only thing that I don't have more of it available immediately so I can binge the hell out of it.
I mean,
Like
recent
that is
animes.
honestly the only downfall.
This is top tier anime. The only thing that's been, I mean, I've been watching a lot of anime, and some of them have been pretty good. Like I had finished season 5 of My Hero, so I was catching up on that. And there's some really good stuff in My Hero Academia.
Dude,
But
I'm so
sorry,
far behind on My Hero.
I'm sorry, but as much as I enjoy My Hero Academia, it is not of the level of Jujutsu Kaisen. It's just a different. I mean, Jujutsu Kaisen's on.
A whole nother level.
Attack on Titan and Jujutsu Kaisen, I think, out of all the anime that have come out in, let's say, the last 4 or 5 years, these two are heads and tails above anything else out there. I'll debate
Yeah,
anybody on
they
this.
are above and beyond. They are freaking
And I've
phenomenal.
watched,
And
and yeah, I've
oh, excuse
seen
me,
so many
I
animes.
have
Oh,
so much hope for this anime.
yeah, it just has so
Oh,
much
excuse me,
potential.
sorry.
I mean, this shit is
It,
good as I've enjoyed this much as Berserk or Code Geass. I mean, where
oh, that reminds me. I went into Books a Million the other day, and right there, as soon as I walked in, they had the Berserk novels,
nice.
and they were like this freaking thick for
Oh,
the
Berserk,
first
man.
one. For the first one,
But
bam, and they had all of them all the way through like 14
this is
right
just
there, and I'm just like, ah,
I could watch this again and be entertained. It's just as much
yeah.
as I mean, even haiku. When I really loved haiku,
Oh, I love haiku.
haiku is
I love
up there on my list of animes recently
Okay, I
too.
do not like sports animes. I will straight up say
I
that. I do not. But
but
damn it, haiku.
haiku is up
Yes,
there. But yeah,
please.
but Jujutsu Kaisen, it's worth it, guys. I cannot stress to you enough. If you have not watched Jujutsu Kaisen, if you love anime,
Yeah, Jujutsu Kaisen is absolutely freaking amazing.
it's a shonen, it's unapologetically
It
a shonen, and it
has,
doesn't need to be because it
to
is fucking
me,
good.
for me, it has a little bit of everything in there.
Yeah,
Like it has your comedy gold. It has your a little bit of horror in there with your cursed spirits and stuff. It's got your fight scenes that are freaking phenomenal.
it's good.
It's got beautiful story arcs, beautiful character development, beautiful artwork.
Yeah, the art
Like
in
the
this is
artwork is
unbelievable.
freaking amazing. Like if you just take Gojo, for
Yeah,
instance, just him alone, when he takes off that mask, I don't even want to know how much time they spent on perfecting those beautiful blue eyes of his. Like, holy
it looked like
crap.
diamonds, blue. Like
They do. You just, uh,
I was blown away. I had to know why he had it on. As soon as they revealed that, I was like, "Holy shit, that's pretty cool."
right? Right? As soon as he took off that mask in that episode, I was just like, ha.
And but that's what's so great about this too. There's still more questions, which I love. It asks more questions of these characters and what's going to happen next. There's so much left
Yes.
open.
There's so many things that
I
there
love the
could be.
villains too because the villains are, they're not evil because they're evil. They're evil because of the nature of what they are, but they're trying to understand humanity. They have these emotions, but I mean, they do what they do because they just don't get it. They're trying to understand what humans are. They don't have any
Yeah.
regard because they don't.
Like, and it explains that in the anime,
Yeah,
and it explains it in a very simple way while not being simple. Like, I don't know if that makes sense. It sounds
yeah.
like an oxymoron, but it that's how it is. And they explain that in the anime, and it really makes you almost feel for them. Like, it
To a
really
point,
makes
yeah,
it like it hits the heart. If you like the bad guys and you've messed up in the head like I am half the time, it happens.
yeah.
But anyway, it almost makes you feel sorry for them because you're like, you guys are just trying to survive in your own way, but you're,
I mean, they have machinations and they have their
yeah,
own
but you're
reasons,
like
but
guided by these curses that you've become and, everything else. And it's like, it's kind of like disheartening, but also at the same time, you're just like, ooh, what are you going to do
I mean, they just
next?
want to see what happens. I mean, they
Yeah.
do the shit they do is fucked up, but I mean, you understand they're doing it
Like
because for where
turning
the
that
question.
one friend of Itadori's into a freaking curse right in front of him.
Yeah, just to see what happens.
Yeah.
To see what the reaction,
Like,
what was the emotional impact. He's trying to figure
yeah,
out.
I mean,
You
in
know,
my opinion, it's literally just a whole bunch of apathetic freaking scientists experimenting on human nature, which is
yeah,
kind of what happens anyway.
absolutely.
And it's freaking amazing to see this. It really is. And it kind of like brings it all to a whole different forefront in viewpoint, really. Like, definitely opens your eyes to other things.
Yeah.
And if
What are these the relationship dynamics that they're seeing and with each other. I mean, it's really cool. I mean, a lot of times it reminds me a lot. I mean, it's just the way they've done the plot. I mean, because there's still a lot of questions we have. We've gotten some information about these curses, and then there's the main guy that's inside Itadori, and there's so much left unanswered. But it's fascinating because you want to watch to see what are they going to reveal
there's
next.
about 11 more fingers to go.
Yeah, I mean
Yeah, there's like
that's just
11 more
one
fingers in
subplot
total.
of the
Yeah.
plots of what, because these other
Yeah.
guys have motivations that are outside of, they want to release the Demon King, but why do they want to release it? They haven't really gotten to that
Right?
part. I
And
mean,
it's like, ooh, what are you
but they have, yeah, they've
planning?
got some other things, and
And I'm really interested to see how the relationship, because it is a relationship, the relationship between Sukuna and Itadori goes from this point, because Sukuna has this real like intrigue with Itadori and why and how Itadori works and how he's able to house, himself.
yeah, I'm
And
interested to see the dynamic just between
I'm interested as hell
the
to
big
see that
three.
dynamic.
I mean, you've got the big three of Megami, Itadori. I mean, and then the girl's name, I keep forgetting her name, but Kugasagi. Like they're slowly developing. Their friendship is developing. They're forming this triplet. That's really cool. The last fight scene, I mean, she stood out, man. She was cool as shit,
Dude, she was
and she's
amazing.
a badass. And she's a bad. I mean,
She's like, "Oh, you think this is gonna work? Not work?"
dumbass.
Hammers it to herself. Ha!
It's like I knew you were gonna do that, and it's just so well done. I mean, it's just these little plot twists and changes when you think things are gonna go a certain way, it doesn't, and you're just like, and the characters, they're not like these overpowered, superheroes like some animes. They get fucked up, they take damage, they die, they get really hurt, and there are
Well,
consequences.
technically, Itadori did die
Oh, he died, but he
yeah,
can't die because
because Sakuna, excuse me, is like, "No death for you.
yeah, he's not going to let his vessel.
You shall live."
The first, it was just a matter of survival for him, but the other one is like, he's again, it's that plot thing. It's like there's machinations, there's things happening, there's reasons. So, I mean, but yeah, I mean the characters get hurt badly here. I mean, a lot of the characters, this is life and death. There are consequences, and I love that about this anime is that it's not just the good guys being the bad guys. There are serious repercussions. Even when they win, they can lose.
Oh, there are times when the good guys are bad guys and the bad guys are good guys.
Yeah, I mean, they just go at it. There's a lot of political stuff going on with the school and the clans and things of that nature. So there's
Especially the clans.
a lot of political intrigue and dynamics with that. And
Like there,
it's fast.
like you
There's all
don't even
kinds of stuff.
realize how many different facets and how many different like subplots there are in this, because you're just that interested.
You're just
in
having so
the
much
whole
fun with
thing.
it. You're just having so much fun.
You do.
The humor hits every time for me. Now, humor can hit differently for different people, but I mean, I was cracking up multiple
I
times.
have a shit personality, not personality. Well, debatable.
I didn't
Anyway,
say that. You said that. All right, I'm not getting into this one.
I have a shit-tastic sense of humor.
There you go. That's better. There you go.
Yeah, I have a crap sense of humor, and even the humor in Jujutsu Kaisen hit for me. I was just like, yes.
Yeah, it's really good. I mean, I haven't laughed this hard since Konosuba. But Konosuba's intentionally the way.
Konosuba was just stupid, though.
Yeah, I know, but that's what I love about it. It's so ridiculous. But yeah.
See, I don't like stupid humor like that, and that's the thing. But Jujutsu Kaisen is a little bit of a mix of the stupid humor being
It's
good
timed
humor.
correctly.
So,
It's one of those moments
it's timed
where
perfectly. So it's like
when it hits hard. Yeah, I mean, that baseball scene, I literally had to stop. I mean, I laughed so hard, I literally almost passed out because I couldn't breathe. I was laughing like, I didn't expect that to happen because he was having that daydream moment. All of a sudden, that you see the ball as they do it in slow motion. I mean, just
and everybody's like,
100
nice
mile per hour
kill,
fast.
nice kill.
Nice pitch. It's like, I just started cracking up because
Yeah.
everybody's like, good job. Everybody wanted him to get hit in the face. Oh my God, I was dying.
It was freaking
When you
perfect.
watch it, it is, I went back and kept watching and just started crying. I was laughing so hard. It's so good. There's just moments like and you think there's gonna be a serious moment. Like there's one like, all right, let's go face this. Let's go face Kyoto, and they start walking like they're gonna do it, and then one girl kicks him in the back of the head, like, who said you could lead it? Just there's a spot on moment where you're just thinking they're doing the hero shot of all the students getting ready to go into battle, and then he starts getting a little mouth, and he says, all right, he says the cool line, and she kicks him right in the head. It just was perfectly timed. You're like.
See, that's why I like Maki. Maki's that one that'll
Yeah,
come in and just whack you upside the head with a
it's
freaking
just
cursed object.
I
Just
know
like,
it's so
shut
good.
up.
So good. I mean, like I said, if you not see Jujutsu Kaisen, what are you doing? Go
Yeah,
watch it. We
seriously.
can't both we both S rank. I don't know what ranks in my top 20. I have to rethink about
Yeah, just
where I
do
would
it.
rank it.
Do
It's
it.
you know
Drop whatever anime you're watching right now. Watch this if you haven't watched it.
yeah, and it's hard to when where you would place it when you have all these other anime. I mean, we're talking anime. I'm talking about anime like Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood. I enjoyed this anime just as much as that one, and that's an S
Yeah.
tier ranked anime. Code
Brotherhood is an
Geass.
S tier rank for me too, and it's right up there with that one.
That's how good
Like
this is, and I
it
can't
is
wait for
up there.
season 2 and what they're going to do with this story. There's so many different fun and interesting ways they can take this story, and if they keep doing the fight scenes the way they're doing, good God, I mean, Jesus Christ, and it's just so good. So many little subplots even at the end of the season, because the whole reason they're there is doing because it's related to Megumi's sister, and just it ties in just all this stuff, and it's its own story, but it ties into other stories, but it's a separate story plot here, but it's so well written. I mean, high marks for the group that's doing the anime, the group that's doing the writing on this. I've heard the manga, which I have not read, is even better, and
I'm
that's
about to start reading the manga,
and I will
so
read the manga because of how much I enjoyed season 1, because I just want to know
right,
what
like I
happens
love this
next.
so much that I'm like, yep. All right, I'm gonna start getting the manga
Absolutely.
now.
So, all right, let us
Okay,
know.
so this is written and illustrated by Akutami. I don't know
Okay,
how to pronounce the first name.
I can't. I suck at Japanese
It's
names.
Gege. That's
All I
I'm
know
not
is
even gonna
thumbs
try.
up. Good job, guys. This
Yeah,
is
and it's
unbelievable.
a weekly Shonen Jump
Okay, so it's
thing.
Shonen Jump.
So
Okay, well,
yeah,
makes sense. So,
yeah.
let us know what you guys think of Jujutsu
Brought to you
Kaisen.
by Viz Media.
Make sure you, but when this goes to YouTube, make sure you let us know what you guys think of Jujutsu
Please
Kaisen.
do, cause
How much you
this,
love it, because by God, we love the hell out of this anime. So
yes,
good. God
holy
damn.
crap! Like if you honestly give me another hour, I can go on and on and
I
on and
know.
on and on
We
about
don't
this.
because we
But
have to share the
yeah, we
Zoom
got
with
other
somebody.
stuff to do.
Yeah.
But
So,
you
but
know,
yeah, totally worth it. S tier, high
S tier all the way,
nines.
all
I
the way.
can't say enough good things about it. We really enjoyed this one. Now, next week we're going to do The Promised Neverland, another recently good anime. We've only gotten the first 13 episodes. We're going to talk about it because I really enjoyed it. It's a different type of
Yep,
anime than Jujutsu Kaisen. It's more of a thinker thriller.
completely different side of the spectrum.
Yeah, it's really good. This is one of those intrigue dialogue kind of animes, but it works perfectly, and it is really good. I was really
Yep.
We'll talk about it. I was impressed with Promise Neverland. I just went
Don't
back and
ask what we're
rewatched
gonna
it.
do the week after that because I haven't gotten that far yet.
We'll figure it out. So tell us what you think about Jujutsu Kaisen. Remember, we do this on Twitch every Tuesday at 7 p.m. Eastern, and you can come
Real
check.
life, for you know.
Watch it live, and then we'll upload it on YouTube. And if you see it on YouTube, you can come check us and join us. You're more than welcome on Twitch. And if you're watching
I
this on
have
YouTube, let us know what
Discord
you think.
links that work. I fixed them. The
Yay!
Discord links work in Twitch and should be on YouTube. Don't quote me on that. I will triple check that later. But they work on Twitch, so feel
Yep.
free to find us on Twitch. Go to Discord. Everything else, I update Discord weekly. Um, if not more often than weekly, because I'm always on Discord. So
Yeah, she's on it more than I am, and that's just because I'm in like 900 Discords. So, all right. So with that, enjoy Jujutsu Kaisen, guys. I'm telling you, you're gonna love the shit out of this anime. It is unbelievably good. So let us know what you think, and we'll be back next Tuesday. We'll do The Promised Neverland, and you guys can check out a review of that next. So, on behalf of myself and the lovely Kitty Curio, thank you guys for joining us. Have a great rest of your night, and we'll see you next week.
be
Peace out.
safe.